Thanks so much for tuning in and joining us today. I'm going to show you how to create a marketing video from start to finish in minutes. So if you're tuning in, please say hi, tell us who you are, where you're tuning in from, even link to your business page if you'd like. We're just curious to know who's tuning in. Happy New Year. I hope your year is off to a great start. If it's anything like mine, the holidays feel like a distant past, and 2017 is in full gear. It just took off. For me personally, the start of the new year means a new home as well. My husband and I just moved to a new apartment in New York City. We're based here where Animoto's headquarters are in New York City. And so I've been spending a lot of time looking at furniture, looking at new cookware and all that fun stuff. And one of my favorite brands is Crate & Barrel. They have an amazing store here in Soho in New York City. It's just so inspiring. I wish my entire place looked like their storeroom. It's beautiful, and they've got great quality stuff that's really comfortable. And they're doing such great work over there as well. Did you know that they fed over 4.6 million meals through Feeding America this holiday season? It's just incredible, the work that they're doing. And another way that they're being generous is in allowing me to show you exactly how they created a video for their Facebook page using Animoto for their product catalog last summer. Yeah, so that's really awesome, and I'm excited to dive right into that. But I hope that video is part of your marketing strategy this year. According to our friends over at Buffer, they studied over 16 million posts. This is Buffer, and they found that videos get over 3 times more engagement than any other type of content on Facebook. Yeah, so hopefully you're using video and you're ready to use video this year in your marketing strategy. And video is also front and center at some of the biggest and best marketing conferences lined up this year. In fact, for those of you who follow Social Media Examiner, they host a big event every year called the Social Media Marketing World. They've already announced over 20 video sessions, so 20 sessions just about video itself at their conference this year in March. So that's really exciting to see, and I hope you guys are going out there. I don't know if anyone's planning to be there in San Diego this year, but Team Animoto will be there. I will be there, so hopefully you can come join us out there as well. But before I get started, just quick housekeeping. Please follow along. It's interactive. Use our comment section to ask questions, and we've got a team online, and I will also take a look at some questions as well. So happy that you're here with us. Awesome. So let's jump into it. So Crate & Barrel, again, created a video for their Facebook page using photos that they had from a recent photo shoot for when they introduced their new summer house line last year. So the first step is to gather all of your photos and video clips, if you have them, into one place, into one folder. That's before you get started at all. I just like to tidy up and organize all of my assets, is what I call them, so my photos and video clips, if I have them, into one folder. It just makes it so much easier to work through and create a marketing video really quickly. And the video that I'm about to show you was made entirely with photos only. So 35 photos to be exact. So you can create marketing videos with just photos if that's all you've got. So let's dive in. First off, head over to animoto.com if you want to follow along, and we'll log in here. So I've got all my info already saved. So the first thing you're going to do is go over here in that upper right-hand corner and click on Create. And what that's going to give you is 2 options. You're going to see our slideshow video builder on the left and our marketing video builder on the right. Now, if you have only photos, if you have photos only that you can use, you can actually use either product. You can use our slideshow video builder or the marketing video builder. They both can take photos only, photos and videos, videos only, a mix of both. The way that I recommend choosing which tool to use is to think about where you plan to post your video after. If you're creating a video for social media, to stand out on social media, then I suggest using our new marketing video builder. it was built with social media best practices in mind. So you're going to get more control with text. You're going to be able to create collages to create really punchy videos for social media. So let's head over here. And this is what Crate and Barrel used as well when creating this video. So we're going to create a marketing video. And we do provide a lot of pre-built storyboards if you want to have guidance into how to get started, but since I'm here with you today, I'm going to show you how to create this video from scratch. So up here in the upper right-hand corner, there's a Start from Scratch button. Go ahead and click on that. And that's where you'll see the different video styles that we have available. And you can mouse over them to see a quick preview of how that text is going to look, but keep in mind that you will be able to change some of the fonts, change the colors, and really customize it. So it's just a preview. For this video, Crate and Barrel used what we call the standout video style. It's a really clean design. It's got these sweeping transitions, these diagonal transitions that adds interest to your video, and it's really, really subtle. So we're gonna hit Use Style. And then what I like to do is I like to name my project right off the bat so I don't forget it when I'm saving. So up here in the, let me do that again. Up here in the upper left-hand corner, there's a default name. We give it a default name of Marketing Video Project. Go ahead and click on that. And I'm gonna name this Demo Crate and Barrel version 2. I'm gonna call it version 2 because I did practice this before. So, all right. So, after that, right here on the left-hand side, you want to get started by uploading those photos and video clips that I talked about earlier that you saved to a folder in one spot. So when you click on Upload, you can pull up your photos from anywhere. So for me, I've already have it in a folder. I named this folder Summer House, which is after their catalog name. And you can go ahead and click on an image and upload them one by one like this. Or what I like to do, just to speed things up, is to bulk upload. So the way that you're going to do this is you can hold down the Shift key and then click on that first image, and then go ahead and just click on another photo, and it'll grab all of those photos in bulk and upload them. So I'm going to open those. And I actually even numbered my images. If you have the time to do this, that's also a great way to save some time. I'm going to grab numbers 1 through 9 here. So hitting the Shift key and then left clicking so that I can upload in bulk. And then you're going to see it just upload. There's an upload bar that'll show you the progress. So there we go. So I uploaded a few images here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag it over to my storyboard. I'm going to build this video block by block. So let me see. I'm going to start with this image, click and drag it, and so I'm going to hold left click on the image and then drag it over just like this and then release. Yeah. And you'll see that when I've got images that are vertically aligned like this, so they're portrait image or they're skinny and tall, it's going to automatically fit to the frame. So it's not going to crop your images in any way, but we can adjust that in just a bit. So let me go through and select a few images that I want to use. So I'm going to click and drag, again, left click on the image in this left asset tray, and then release it to let it go into my storyboard. I'm going to do this a few times here. Great, is that all right? And then what I'm going to do is, I sped through a little too quickly there. What you can do is also rearrange your blocks. So you can click on this block and rearrange it, just like that. So left click on the block and click and drag it to where you want it to be, just like that. Now, I talked about these vertical. Yes.
Ooh, I have a question from
Yep,
John.
we've got a question.
So John is asking if there's SEO value in renaming the images that you use in your video.
Yeah. So in this case, that's a great question. So let me just repeat the question. So the question was from John. Hi, John. and it's whether there is SEO value or optimization in renaming your photos for your videos. So in this case, I would say that there isn't. It's for the purpose of creating your video. So I would number it or rename it in a way that helps you to find your images quicker, or to know which ones you want to upload at a time into your video creation project. And the reason I say that is because after you export the final video, when you're done with the video and you produce it and then you export that as a video file, whether you push it to Facebook or you export it as a file, that's where you could think about naming it that way, on that final video file. But when you're creating the video, the naming as you go won't help, because it'll actually just be one video file at the very end. Cool. So great question. Keep the questions coming. That's awesome. Let's jump back in here. So if I've got an image like this, there is a default color that's going to show up on the background. And anytime you want to take a little bit more control over your video creation, I suggest clicking on the See More button. And what that's going to do, for one thing, it's going to blow up your workspace. So it's going to zoom in basically on the block that you're working on, and it's going to give you some more options down here. So right away, we're on this image icon right here on the very right hand side, right under the photo. Now we've got fit to frame, which is what it's got right now, or we can blow it up into full screen, just like that. And so that's what Crate & Barrel did. They wanted the full screen version of their photos. So we're on full screen right now. Again, you can have it fit to frame. And if you want fit to frame, you can edit the background to something a little bit more neutral. So you can do white. I really enjoy that clean look. You can do black. You can even choose your custom colors in here, and put a custom color if you've got a brand color that you'd like to use. You can really customize it so that it's your brand's look and feel. But again, going back in here, let me go back to white. For the purposes of this video, they chose to do full screen. So that's a great layout to think about. You can also click and drag your image. So you can click and drag so that you can choose exactly where that full screen focuses on, if you will. So I'm going to leave that right in here. All right. So let's go back. So I've turned that first image into a full screen photo so that I got rid of the sidebars. I'm going to do the same thing down here on the right. So I'm going to go full screen, just like that, to zoom in. It's great for zooming in on details. All right. And now another thing to consider when you're uploading photos is what your objective is. So for the purposes of this video, it was a product catalog, and specifically Crate & Barrel had certain collections that they wanted to feature in this video. So the entire line, I believe, was called Summer House. It was for their summer line, and they had a few collections. They had what's called Casual Oasis. They had something like a classic refresh and modern retreat, and so they had a whole bunch of photos in there. When you're creating videos, you want to think about what is your video's objective, and then how many photos from each collection or each shoot or each event that you want to include in your video. One thing that you can do to save time, and now I've only started to work with 6 photos here. Like I said in the beginning, we're going to build this up to 35 images, but something to help you save time in terms of the overall length of your video is to use our collage feature. And by using collages, you can feature more than one image at once. So in order to do that, click on the Add a Block button right here down on the bottom, and that's always going to be at the very bottom of your storyboard, so you can always add a block to the end. You'll see that you can add photos, text, videos, logos, and down here under Special, there's Collage. So go ahead and click on that. And there are a few ways that you can do this. You can add the photos directly to your collage right in here. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate that. So I'll click and drag this over and add a bed to the side, so the dresser and the bed. So it's easy as clicking and dragging right into your collage. Let's do that again. I'm going to do another one. We can also do it from the edit mode. So again, if you want to take a little bit more control, see your workspace bigger, go ahead and click on the See More button in the lower right-hand corner underneath each block, and that's going to, again, expand it and make it bigger so that you can have more space to work with. So let's do a pizza, and let's do some corn. Awesome. Great. All right, so that's a way to save some time. That way you're essentially adding 4 images all at once, but it's not taking up quite as much time. Let's jump back into the edit mode again. So I'm going to click on the See More button, and we have a few collage options. I get this, sorry, let's go back there. I get this question a lot, and we have more than the 2 side-by-side collage options. So under this layout icon here, you'll see the edit image. There's also edit layout. You can do, in this style, you can do 10 photos. So you can see there's 10 spots that you can fill, and again, you can just click and drag things into that spot. There's the 2 up that we just saw. You can do 3 images, which will do, there are some different variations by style, so I suggest that you check them all out and see which works best for you. There's also 3 version 2, which will have 2 stacked on each other and then 1 on the side. But there's a whole range of options that you can do if you want 4 images in there. For this, let's stick with 2 side by side. But I just wanted to show you how to choose different types of collages. All right, so I covered how to click and drag your uploaded photos and video clips. Now for video clips, you would do exactly the same process. You would click on the upload button, select your video file from your computer, and then just drag it right into your project. I showed you how to do it, bulk upload your photos so that you can do multiple assets all at once to save time. You can also save space and time with collages. So let's jump into adding text. Now, when you're adding text, one thing I like to suggest is that there's really no need to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes I hear from folks that they just don't know what to write. Well, chances are you've already done the hard work of creating copy for your social media posts, for a campaign, or for explaining a new collection that's coming up. So I would think about ways that you can repurpose text that you've already got for a campaign, an event, and just pull in pieces of that into your video. And that's what Crate and Barrel really did. So again, they had photos from a product catalog, like those hard copies that you can pick up and physically open in your hands. And so they had copy already lots of copy for those pages describing the products and describing the line. And so what they did is they just took pieces of that and added it to their video to keep it really simple. So for example, let's start with this first block. So what they wanted to open with is to make your house into a summer house, right? So I'm going to work with the edit mode. Remember, that's going to the See More button on the bottom right-hand corner of every block. So I'm going to blow it up so I can see what I'm doing. Right here, right under the photo, there's a T for text. Go ahead and click on that, and you're going to see that you can edit the text. And when I click here on the title, there's a teal box that appears over my photo. Now you can click right in there and just start typing. So make your house a summer house. Now I typed it down in here in this field that says edit text. You can also click over here, let's try this again, and type directly into the text box on your photo. That way you can have total control over seeing where it's going to go. The other thing that I like to do is if you hover over this teal box where your text is, you'll see arrows show up. When you left click that, you can hold and click and drag that text around. So you can choose where you want it to appear. So I'm going to go in this right hand corner because I see that there's a little bit of a shadow there that I can use. And I'm going to use line breaks. So I'm going to go over here to after the word make, I'm going to hit return. And basically use line breaks to change the way my text looks here. So just like that. Now, another thing to consider is, I'm going to go over to design. So on the left-hand side of your screen, you'll see these icons, media, design, filters, which is brand new, by the way. I hope you guys saw that announcement on our Animoto social video marketing page. And if you're not over at that Facebook group, it's a great place to be to learn about updates. But go ahead and click on the design button, this paintbrush. You can change the font as well. So we've got a few preset options, and most of the major font families are covered. And so Crate and Barrel went with Helvetica. Helvetica Neue, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, I'm never quite sure, but Helvetica, we'll go with that. And you can choose the fonts over here. And so these are ways that you can use text to add copy to your videos. Let's see, what else did I? So this is the title. Let me jump back in. So just for those of you guys who are curious to see what a subtitle looks like, this is what a subtitle looks like. So the subtitle will look a little bit smaller than your title. But you can use both. You can mix and match. You can use just one or the other. In this case, I'm just going to use this large title text. You can also adjust the size of your text over here. So you can make it nice and big, make it nice and small. You can change the color as well. So you can play around and see if black looks better. I'm going to keep it white here. And great, let's go back and let's do that a couple times. So I'm going to go to the next one. Again, click on See More to have a little bit more control there. And I'm going to start typing in, it's a state of mind. Great. And then I'm going to use line breaks. And I'm going to click on this teal box to move it around to a spot that looks good. About there. Whoop. And go back. And let's see, all you need is a change of view. Now I have notes here, but again, it shouldn't be difficult to come up with what text you've got, especially if you've already written copy for something else, like a product catalog, your social media post. I encourage you to repurpose that. So this one is actually the next one. So I'm going to click and drag a different photo in here, just so that I'm following and recreating the video just like they wanted, or that they created. And let's see, it's all you need. Now, there is also the option to type directly from this storyboard view as well. So you see that that text icon show up from here as well. Now, this is going to default your text to the center of your block. So all you need is a change of view. See, it's going to show up right in that middle. If you want to move it around, that's where you need to go into the See More section, which will blow it up. And again, you can do some line breaks, click on that teal box. Let's see, I did it up here. It looks like I'm going to do a line break here just to make more space. All you need is a change of view. Great. And the last one that I'm going to show you here, let me show you here from the storyboard view again. That's where we come in. And again, I'm going to go to See More to change where that text appears. Added a line break, and I'm going to click and drag it where I can see it better. Great. Awesome. So that's how you add text to your videos, your Animoto videos. One thing to note is that if you're having a hard time making the text visible in your projects, take a look at our new filter section. It's over here again on that left-hand side. It's where you have what we call global controls, but what's important to know is that this magic wand over here, filters, sometimes you can just darken the images just a little bit, just like that. So again, this was with no filters at all. It was just the images that they had. You can click on darken. It'll just shade it a little bit, and you can see the text pop a little better. So that's helpful if you've got images that are a little hard to make that text show up. But for this case, their images look amazing. I'm going to keep it as no filter and keep going. All right. How are we doing on the comments? Good?
Good.
Awesome. All right. So I showed you how to add text. Now, another thing, so text is great on social media because a lot of times your videos are going to autoplay on silent and people are just surfing through their news feeds, and having that text just adds a little bit of context as to what they're watching in their social media feeds. Another thing that is great is to keep your videos short and punchy. So if you want to if you mouse over each block, you're going to see a short preview. So that's going to show you exactly how long that block is going to appear in your video. So right now it's defaulting to 4 seconds. For this video, they wanted something short and punchy, and so what they did, and it's really clever, is that they made all of their blocks that had text or collages 2 seconds long. And so they just did that universally across the board. So in order to change that, you can click on the 4 seconds or whatever length that's showing up in your bottom corner of your block, and you can just click minus, and that's going to make it down to 2 seconds. So I'm going to do that for all of the blocks with text. So I'm going to shorten it to 2 seconds, and if I mouse over again, you'll see that it's a lot shorter, right? It just make your house a summer house, shows up and goes away. So that's 2 seconds long. Now for the photos where I just have one photo, instead of letting it linger too long, I'm just going to make it nice and punchy. I'm going to turn those into 1 second long images. And you're probably thinking that is really fast, but actually it looks really great. And down here for collages, I would give it a little bit more time, which is what they did. So we're going to make it 2 seconds long. And let's make this 2 seconds long. Whoop, that's 1 second. And you're just going to hover over and you can see that preview. Right? So you can see how that collage is going to show up. One picture is going to show up, then the other picture. And it's just enough to catch people's attention. So that's how you can edit the pacing per block of your video, and then collectively you just shorten that video to 15 seconds long. Now this is just with, let's see, 6, 7, 8 blocks. But what you're going to do is you're just going to basically repeat that process. You know, go to upload the next collection of photos, grab them, drag them into your project, play around with the layout, whether you want to fit to frame or whether you want it to be full screen, add some text, add a collage or two to save some time. And what you're going to end up with, let me jump ahead here. So I'm going to jump to this tab where I've already pre-populated it. So you're going to end up with all your images in here. And now, just to give you an idea, so what I showed you was 8 images with 2 collages, got you about 15 seconds. Here's 35 images with collages and setting the pacing to about 2 seconds for each text block and 1 second for if you just have one image. It got me to about 50 seconds long. So that just gives you an idea. 35 images set at around 1 to 2 seconds gets you about 50-second long video. And so I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom just so you can see I just repeated that process. I uploaded the next collection, added some text, and I didn't feel pressure to put text on each one, and that's also because I'm following exactly what Crate and Barrel did. But you know, I think it's really nice that they had a mix of some text and some without. So play around with that to see what feels right for your video and what you're trying to do. And then once we get to the bottom here, they had, if I'm looking at what they did here, they added a text block. So I showed you how to create photos and collages, and it's really the same thing if you've got video files. We're going to add a block here that's just text alone. So it's right here under the basic blocks. You're going to click on text. And this is their summer house collection. So I'm going to click done. And again, it's going to default to this teal color. But you can change that. Again, if you want more control, go ahead and click into the See More section. It's on the bottom right-hand corner. And right away, they're going to let you edit the background. So for this video, Crate and Barrel went in here and they even gave me the hex color code. So you can get as exact if you have a custom brand color. As long as you know the hex color, you can enter it right in here. And for this one, it's A1. All right, and then you could choose and it's going to change it. So it's this nice blue, light blue, kind of like a light navy if that's a thing. apparently I don't name colors, as you can see, but it's a beautiful blue color, and you can customize that for your own look and feel for the video that you're creating. And let's jump in here to the text. This time I am going to add a subtitle. They added Crate and Barrel Summer 2016. All right, and we're going to make that a little smaller. So you're going to click over here. You'll see this big A and a little a. Click on that and you'll be able to click and drag your way to the smaller font or a larger font. We're going to go smaller here. I'm going to make the title, the summer house text, bigger. Just like that. Great. And even from this edit view, there's this teal play button here. You can hit that button and it'll show you a quick preview of exactly what you did. So if you think, oh, that's a little bit too big, let me pause that. Then I can tone it down, bring it smaller, and play that again and say, yep, that's exactly the size that I'd like. Cool. All right, so let's go back. So I added that to the end of the video. And then the last thing that they did is they uploaded their logo. So again, down here at the very end of your project, there's add a block. We're going to click on that, and there's a special block that's called logo. And there's some special effects that you can do with your logo. Go ahead and click on logo. And I think I uploaded here somewhere. There's a Crate and Barrel PNG file. So you can click and drag from the left-hand side, just hold that logo and click and drag it right in here into your block, just like that, and you can see a quick preview. And then I'm going to click on See More to control it because they have that classic black and white look. So we're going to turn that into a classic black and white logo screen. So I'm going to change and edit the background. So again, you can customize the colors, but for this it's pretty straightforward. It's just white. And there we go. All right, now some cool logo features that you can dive into. You can change the animations of the logo if you'd like. There's this button here that's got this flying L. You can have your logo focus in, slide down, even spin a little bit into place, but they did a nice subtle fade in, so we're going to keep that. And that's it. So there you go. That's 35 images with a few collages to save space and time. As you can see, I just hovered over a collage image. So you can preview that. They added some text. They added a text block here, just with text only. And then they added their logo at the end. And you can add your logo to the beginning as well. So something that you can do here is if you want to add it to the beginning, there's this duplicate button here on that lower left-hand corner. You can hit that and it's going to give you a second one of exactly what you wanted to do, a second block. And then you can click and drag that all the way to the beginning. But I think we've got a question, so let's...
Yeah, so I have a question from Amy, and her question is, what is the best call to action that you suggest using at the end of a video?
Yeah, so it depends on the objective. I'm always going to go back to the objective of your video, right? So there are times when you're creating a video for brand awareness. For this case, the purpose was to announce their summer line collection, to announce a new upcoming collection. And so it was more about brand awareness. They included a link in their actual social post that accompanied this video when they posted it to Facebook. So I do recommend doing that, is including a link into your post if that's appropriate. But think about ways that you can do it both a little bit more organically. So think about, I would say, be selective about how often you ask someone to click through versus just wanting to entertain them or to bring attention to something that's coming up. You can add a CTA to the end of your videos in Animoto, but for this case, we didn't do that. Again, because the purpose of this video was to introduce a new line and just to get people to watch a really short, punchy video about what this new line looks like and just a preview of it. And just to give you an idea, 35 photos is quite a lot in here for a 1-minute video, but they have even more. I mean, they've got tons of products, so they were even selective in narrowing it down into this 1-minute video. Awesome. Great, so once you've built your video, you can preview the whole thing. We've got a preview button up here in the upper right-hand corner. That will give you a real-time preview of the entire thing that you've created before you actually hit produce. That way you can make sure it's exactly what you want. And then after you click on preview, there will be a button there that says produce. And so you're going to click on that. And don't worry, when you click on that produce button, nothing is totally final. You can always come back and edit again in Animoto or even create a copy, which I'm going to show you before we leave this Facebook Live, is to create a few copies. Mitch, do we have the final video ready? Great. So my preview is going, but I'm just going to do full screen here and show you. Let's take a look at the final video that Crate and Barrel posted to their Facebook page.
Begin where it ends, and to begin, knock on that door so you can get in, and don't mind the time, forget all that's been. Get lost in a park, find a tree that will last, find a secret path that leads to our house, climb the stairs to the roof, lay flat on your back. No use feeling down, get rid of that frown, take a walk on the sunny side, take a walk on the sunny side of, wash up in a stream, let it take you away.
Margot.
All right. Okay, wasn't that awesome? It's a beautiful video. First of all, again, Crate and Barrel makes amazing things and very comfortable as well. We sat in a bunch of the couches and I got my eye on one. But during that video play, someone reminded me, thank you, Margot, for pointing out that I didn't cover music. And music is important because once you grab their attention with text, and they do click to play your video, they will listen to audio, and it does make a difference to set that right mood and emotion. So let me jump back into the project here and show you how they did that. So one of the great things about Animoto that I hear from our customers is they love our music library because we provide over 2,000 songs, commercially licensed music that you can use. This is for I'm jumping around here, for our professional and business plans. You get over 2,000 commercially licensed songs that you can use for your marketing videos. So let's jump back into the project. On this left-hand side, again, these global controls, under the filters section, there's this note, musical note. Click on that for the music section, and all of your videos will default to a song. So we won't let you produce a video without anything if it's not intentional. Now you can have videos with no music on it, and we've got a few blog posts on that if you're interested. But it will default with the song. For you to change it, there's this button here that's Change Song, and that's going to pull up a few recommended songs for the style that you chose. But if you want to see our full library, there's this button down here that says Browse Full Library, and there's also a button next to it that's Upload Song. So if you have your own branded music that you have commercially licensed rights to use for a commercial or a jingle or things like that, you can upload your own song here. But again, let's check out our library. We provide over 2,000 songs that you can use that have a broad range. We partner with Triple Scoop Music, and they've got some great music and songs that you can use for almost any occasion, any mood. Now we do have filters here on the left-hand side if you want to filter by occasion. Movie score is really good if you want that powerful music. You can even filter by mood. And now if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can do instrumentals only, so that way you know that especially if you've got if someone's speaking in your video, you want something more instrumental. But down here on the bottom is our little search bar, and it's really, really useful actually. And for this case, and I asked their marketing manager how they did this, they were looking for songs that had a little bit of a jazz feel to it. They wanted to evoke that summertime jazz slow down, if you will. So you can come here and you can type in summer, And what that's going to do is if I scroll back up, it's going to filter out songs that have to do with summer. Again, their video was about their summer house collection. And you can listen, and there's a preview button so that you can hit that and listen to a preview of each song. But actually what they ended up doing is they looked at summer. They even looked at things like sunny, because they were evoking the emotions and the mood of summer. And so they typed in sun, sunny, sunshine. They tried a few, and they found what's called A Sunny Side by Leftover Cuties. And that's the one that they went with. So the song that you hear in this video is called A Sunny Side by Leftover Cuties, and that's the one that they chose. So once you click on that, the select song button in the upper right hand corner is going to show up. And once you click on that, it will change and load that song over your project. And now another thing that you can do is, as you're previewing, as you listen to that music, and let's say you want to adjust the volume, especially if you have someone speaking in your video, you can turn that music up so that it's more prominent, or you can turn it down so that it's just a little subtle in the background, but we will default that to a certain volume for you. So that's how to select music for your videos. Great. How are we doing? Anything else in the project mode?
Doing good.
Awesome. Great. We're going to jump over. So that's how you create a marketing video from start to finish in our new marketing video builder by Animoto. One thing that I promised that I would share is to show how to quickly copy a video. And so the reason why I'm showing this is because in Crate and Barrel's situation, they have multiple stakeholders, different teams who need to weigh in on their feedback or approval. And even if you don't, if it's just you, if you're a sole proprietor, or if it's just a small 1 to 2 person show, it's still a good idea to produce that video and to show it to a few people. Show it to your friends, show it to a few people in your target audience, some of your customers even, who you want to give them a sneak peek, just to get some feedback on, would they share this video? And that's really the question you should be asking yourself when you're posting things to social. It's, would you share this video on social media? Why or why not? And then talk through ways that you can maybe make the text better, or make it maybe shorter. For example, you might get some feedback that, it's just too long for me to watch the whole thing when I'm surfing my Facebook feed. So it's a good idea, whether you have multiple stakeholders or just want to show a few people, to know how to make a few copies of your project. So remember, back in the very beginning, I came here to the upper left-hand side, and I named my videos. And so I like to add a little version 1 or some sort of numbering, A, B, C, that kind of thing, so I know which version I'm in. But in order to do that, let's jump back to, so on the upper right-hand corner, you'll see your name. Go ahead and click on Dashboard. So that's going to take us back to what you see when you just log into Animoto. And you'll see kind of the most recent videos, top 3 videos that you created. But to see all your videos, in this left-hand side, click on My Videos to see all of them. And that's going to pull up everything that I've got. And when I am still editing my videos, if my videos are still in progress, you're going to see this teal continue editing box. It's going to tell you, hey, guess what? You need to go back and finish and produce your video. But once it's done, you're going to see a thumbnail on top. And so you'll know that you've already produced that video. For already produced video, they all have this gear icon on the bottom, but for videos that are already produced, you'll be able to see this copy button, right? So remember I told you, if you hit produce, don't be scared of that button. You'll always be able to come back and edit. You can always edit videos that are already produced. You can also make a copy. So if I hit this and make a copy, it'll prepare the exact same project and make a copy of it so that I can come up here. And now I'm jumping into another video by a demo by Heatness that for our holiday demo. But you can come in here and say, this is version 2. And so you can rename it, and then that way you can make a quick edit and then show it again if you have multiple stakeholders there, and you won't lose the last one. Let me go back one more time. So back to my dashboard to see my 3 most recent, go back to My Videos to see all of them. And as you can see, that new copy that I created is showing up first, and it still says continue editing because I didn't produce it yet. But for those, you can always go in and make a copy as well. So just hit that gear icon and you can make a copy. Great. Awesome. So that is how to create a video from start to finish. I hope that you found this helpful and that you are planning to use video in your marketing strategy this year. There's so many ways that you can use it. I mean, we've got Valentine's Day that's just around the corner. And after that, we've got Easter, Passover, and Mother's Day. So there's always a holiday video that you can be working on. Or if you're like Crate and Barrel, you can announce a new seasonal campaign that's coming up, because guess what? Spring's around the corner. I'm sure there's going to be some new things coming in your store or in your offering. Or even just promoting all the plans that you've made for 2017, right? I'm sure people have been in planning mode, so make sure that you're thinking about ways that you can use video in your marketing. And I hope that you found this helpful and that you can see that it's easy enough for anyone to include video in their marketing strategy. If you found this video helpful, please let us know. We love, and if you did it, please let us know as well. We love that feedback, and we want to be providing content and education and tutorials that you find useful. And then head over to our Facebook group. It's called the Animoto Social Video Marketing Community. You'll get tips, updates, and just inspirations of the types of videos that people just like you are creating. So I hope that you'll join us over there. Thanks again for tuning in, and thanks for using Animoto, and we'll see you next time.